Yeah.
Hi, my name's Jonathan Hicks. I'm back at the Dice Cup, and today I'm joined by
A-Bomb.
Dave.
Steve. And we've just finished playing the inspirationally named Royal Palace, which I think has got great mechanics actually, but the theme does feel rather pasted on. Essentially, when it's your turn, you are activating these various action spots. So this one adds guys to the board. So let's assume that I did have some guys on here. I was yellow in this case. So because I've got 2 guys here, I get to add 2 more guys to the board, and they always arrive at the gate, which is why you've got a massive pile of these servants at the gate here. Then you activate this spot, which lets you move them around. So because I've got 3 guys here, I can then move 3 guys. So I can maybe move 1 guy to here, and then maybe this guy could go 1, 2 or something, but you're moving around to the different spaces. Then you get money on this spot. So I've got 3 guys. I'm going to get 3 coins. These I will explain a bit. Crucially, this one lets you buy nobles. The point of kind of sending your servants to different areas of this big palace area is you're trying to influence nobles. You can see on the main board here, there's like these different nobles, and they have a cost. There's a money cost you've got to pay, and then there's what are these called, seals or something? You're sort of paying, like, there's 1 purple and 3 blue. Favour with the king and queen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you can see the blue one, this is the king's one. So in order to buy this guy, I would need to have 3 of my guys on this spot here. He also needs 1 purple, so I'd have to have moved a guy onto here. And in order to actually acquire one of these nobles, or influence them, whatever it is you're doing, you need a guy on this spot here. If I had 2 guys on here, I could get 2 of them. So you kind of spend this along with the required guys from here. So this comes off, these all come off as well. So you can see you kind of, as you spend them, they're coming off, and then you get them back on next turn. And then I kind of acquire the guy. Oh, I've got to spend the money as well, obviously. He's going to give me points at the end, 7 points. So obviously it's most points wins here, and you're getting points, you can see, for the various nobles I've managed to get throughout the game. That's one way of getting points. You're also getting points by trying to control the edges, for some reason, of this board. So if I were to buy this one in the corner here, then I could stick my guy here, and you're looking for kind of majorities along here. So on this particular edge, you can see red's got 2, I've got 2, black's got 1, but the one on here, the guy who bought this, you see this little times 2 here, actually counts as 2. So green's got 2, red's got 2, there's a big sort of tie here, but you're getting majorities effectively for controlling each of the 4 sides of this square. Finally then, each of the, or some of the nobles at least, give you special abilities. So this one lets you get more people from the supply. This one lets you add guys on particular spaces, like this one. Some of them, there was a good movement one, I think. Yeah, this one added 2 to your movement, so you can move 2 extra guys. So you're moving them around, taking all the actions, trying to grab as many nobles as you can to get the points, but also trying to control these edge spaces. Most points wins. What do you think?
It's a pretty standard middle of the road light Euro. The theme, yeah, does seem a little bit pasted on. Could be maybe delivering other things to people. It's that sort of thing of there's 3 main things you deliver. The mechanics, yeah, the rules when you explain them are pretty simple. There's a little bit of strategy there as you sort of work it out, particularly putting people on the stairs so you can move them around. You can get into a bit of a problem where you can't move people into a position where you can do things, and you then end up wasting a turn or 2 just getting people onto the stairs so you can do stuff. It's got inbuilt little catch-up mechanism where as you start getting the tiles which give you bonuses, which gets you, ahead, you're suddenly taking people off the area, so you're not getting the majorities. So other people who've maybe not got the tiles haven't. So it seems to sort of have a little catch-up there. But overall, yeah, it's okay.
Dave?
Yeah, I really like it. I think I like how you have to balance between being able to get people on the board and actually spending them, because, as you said, when you spend them, you're no longer getting the majorities. So you can things are always changing on the board, and you have to adapt to that. And yeah, just good game.
Steve?
Majorities are quite nice. Fighting, so as the actions resolve on your turn, not the start of the round, your turn, whoever's got the most in that spot gets a little bonus, and there's a tie-break square you can go to. I think I would have preferred the majorities to all happen at the very start of your turn, because they happen after you move, and so you can I'm just going to move these 4 into this spot and get that majority. Well, okay, fine, you've got it, but you haven't planned that. You haven't, in the previous turn, kind of set that up. You've just decided, yeah, I'm just going to mass move these here. So on. Now obviously the board is modular, and so you're going to get a different game each time, and the tiles that come out are different each time. And it ended up in the game we were playing that some of the tiles were not used nearly as much as the other ones. The tie-break tile was the furthest from the gate. Jonathan had one at the start of the game, so did I, but we never really added any more. I think Dave added one right near the end or something, and that allowed you to beat ties so that you could win majorities and stuff. And then the bonus card one as well. Well, Abon was really lucky near the end that he wasn't really used tile, and Abon went at the end there with some special powers he can do. So rather than looking at 1, he looked at 7, looking for something he gave him victory points, and he missed 7 times. So a bit of randomness there. I think that tile, because of just you never know what you're going to get, how powerful those cards are. I'm not so sure. None of us seem to go down that route. But you are going to get a different game each time. My only slight issue with the game is fine, lengthwise is great. If it was any longer lengthwise, I think there's a lot of time in between your turns. You can't quite pre-plan your turn because of that majority thing. If you knew the majority to trigger at the start of the turn, there's nothing to think about, but because they trigger halfway through your turn, you need to think, right, on Dave's last go, he's moved here. Well, okay, now if I use my movement to go here and here and here, I don't get the majority. So you kind of had to, you couldn't really pre-plan your turn, and so when other people were doing something, there's nothing for you to do.
Rating?
It's a fine game. It's a really nice length. I go 7 out of 10.
Dave?
I'd go 8 out of 10.
Due to what Steve said about you can't pre-plan your turn, which gives you a bit of downtime, I'm just going to give it a 6.
Okay. I really liked it, personally. The theme is as bland as they come, but the mechanics are great. That tension between wanting to get as many guys on there, because the spot that gives you more guys on the board, you think, that's got to be great. I'm going to stick all my guys on there and get loads of buys, but quickly you run out from your supply. You can't put any more on. And then, of course, you've got to spend them to actually acquire the nobles. So, yeah, the whole back and forth, the guys are constantly coming off the board, and you're trying to get them back on the board. The movement spot's really powerful, much powerful than it at first appears, because moving around the board is really difficult. I just found myself thoroughly engrossed. You're kind of racing for some of the special ability tiles with the nobles as well, which I liked. Some are definitely better than others. So it was a great package for me. I don't really mind the blandness of the theme. I had a really good time and would rate this 8.5, I think. It was fast enough for me that the downtime didn't matter. You know, I could be planning my turn and more or less it'd be back to my turn. Sometimes, as Steve says, you do need to think a little bit on your turn because you can't pre-plan too much. But you can pre-plan enough, I thought. I was like, I'm going to go for this noble, and it's fine. All right, thanks for watching. That was Royal Palace.